Just realised that I wasn't recording that whole thing. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I've got some new products and some kind of new products. Other than that, I'm just going to be playing with some makeup, so if you are interested, then just keep on watching. Please make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. Give this video a like and let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. Other than that, let's get straight in. Okay, so this morning I have already cleansed my face. I'm just going to go over my skin with my toner. So I'm using the Clinique Clarifying Lotion, Step 2. I'm keen on doing a proper skincare routine video, so if you guys are interested in that, then please let me know. So I'm just going to spill it all over my desk. Love that for me. I'm just going to swipe that all over my face. I have been using this toner since I exited the womb. No, but seriously, I have been using this toner since like year 7, I think. Super good product. I think it's like saved my skin. It's helped prevent my skin building up any like crazy blackheads. Like, yes, I have blackheads. Everyone has blackheads. You're a liar if you say you haven't got blackheads. The next product I'm going to go in with, actually, just kidding, I'm not. I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Rebound Spray. Now, I was Googling this before. This is actually a primer spray, and it's got collagen in it, and it's also got like, I think it's like fish scales, like fish proteins or something. Don't quote me on that. But it also has glycerin. I find that this spray is really similar to Fix Plus, but it's meant as like a primer, but you can use it after your makeup as well. But anyway, it just makes your skin really glowy and really like plump, like it feels more cushiony. I've also used this primer throughout the day as like a freshener for my makeup. Refresher, whatever. Now the next product is actually one from Nivea. It's a like a gel cream moisturizer, but it's got like a built-in primer apparently. Anyway, I'm just going to put this all over my skin. Angela, oh my gosh, just say the words. This is the Mecca Cosmetica Soft Focus Smoothing Primer. Anyway, so I'm just smoothing this product over my T-zone. I feel like it's not like a pore filling primer. I reckon it's definitely got some sort of silicone, like a dimethicone in it, but it just makes your skin feel so soft. Okay, guys, I have 3 palettes, new palettes that I want to try. The first palette I have is from Colourpop. It's the Just My Luck palette. Okay, so I actually, no joke, haven't even swatched this palette yet. It's been sitting in my drawer for weeks. So this is what it looks like. It's super pretty. It's got shimmers, it's got mattes, it's got satins, it's got everything. Pressed powder palette. That's pretty much all it says. Okay, next palette is, and I did feature these on all of these actually on my story when I got them. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I'll put it down below. This is the Beauty Bay Bright Matte 9 color palette. But yeah, this is the palette here. It's basically like matte primary colors. So you've got a really good red, green, yellow, a really good white. Haven't tried it yet, haven't even swatched them, so they are fresh. And the third palette is actually, I kind of lie, I did use this palette on my last Instagram tutorial, but I only used like 3 colors, so I feel like I haven't really used it. Like, I've used it, but haven't used it, you know what I mean? I think they're just called EYN. I don't really know what they're actually called, but it's just called Nude, and it's the 16 colors. So that was a 9, this is 16, and it looks gorgeous. It's got a really nice creamy matte kind of eggshell color, and it's got a really nice matte black. I think in the tutorial I used Hot Cocoa, a bit of Warm and Cozy and Bare Necessity, and then I used Starry Eyed, this one here. So I used 4 colors. I still think I'm going to do a look, but I don't know which palette to use. So if I do use this, it's pretty much a first impressions. So I think what I'm going to do is just prep my eyes and hope that I come to a conclusion about what I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to use the P. Louise base Aquas. I'm just going to start carrying out my brows. Now, you can do this with concealer. I used to use concealer, of course. Like, what else would I have used before the P. Louise base came out? I recommend using a concealer that's like a demi matte because it has some sort of tackiness, but it's not like wet. The good thing about the P. Louise base is like you definitely have time to work it in and kind of move it around, but it doesn't necessarily dry down. It just kind of sits there. So I used to use the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer a lot before I did start using the P. Louise. I find the consistency is like pretty much the exact same. It's kind of like, it's a concealer, but it's like a gel consistency. Every time I struggle with eyeshadow not blending, it's usually in this area right here. And so what I do is I make sure that I not only pat the eyeshadow base on this part, but I bring it down past my brow here into the temple area. So I tend to prime this area as well. And you can do literally as much, you can bring it out as far as you like, because if you don't end up using this area, it's fine because it's just not going to be used, and then you can go over with foundation and it'll be like nothing ever happened. Okay guys, I've decided I'm going to use the Just My Luck palette from Colourpop. I just really am intrigued by this palette and I want to give it a go. I'm kind of visualizing the olive, this one. I'm going to take the shade Act Natural, which is the shade down here in the corner. It is the darkest green. This one here has sparkle in it, so I'm not going to use that in my crease. This one's like an olivey browny green, but this is the darkest matte green in the palette. So I'm going to start off with that, and I'm literally just going to go ahead and pack it into my crease. I'm going to cheat and use tape. What I like to do is kind of place my tape a little bit out from the actual corner of my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and start packing this on. This is a total first impressions, by the way. I've never used this palette before. Although I've never tried, ooh, hello. So I'm just gonna pack this into the outer part. And what I do is I stamp my eyeshadow down first. I actually don't blend anything until I've got the shades down that I'm happy with. So I literally just place it down and push it in really gently. I don't do any swiping or any circular motions at this point. Just patting down. This is a really, really nice shade. I'm actually going to take another brush now. This is the Inglot 10S. I'm going to take that shade again, and I'm literally going to keep doing that. This is just going to pack it on a lot more precisely. So far, that's really pretty. So I'm going to take this shade here. It's called Kiss My Ass. I can't say that in an Australian accent. It just doesn't sound right. Kiss My Ass. There you go. And I'm going to take it on that same Inglot brush, the really skinny brush. And I'm just going to really lightly diffuse the edge of this shade with this shade. Now I'm going to go in with a small fluffy brush. Now this is going to be good for blending, but also precise enough to still pack colour on. And I'm actually going to go back in with that same Kiss My Ass colour. And I'm just going to really gently, because I've already deposited that colour down with that first brush, the Inglot brush, putting this over is hopefully going to just start blending out the edges. Because if I started blending this shade straight away with this one, it's just going to go really ashy and not really work together. So So I don't know if you can see, but it's just starting to softly diffuse it into that P. Louise base. And that's the reason why I bring it all the way up to underneath the brow, because then it has something, the eyeshadow has something to blend into. And I'm going all the way into the inner part because, you guessed it, we brought the eyeshadow all the way into the inner part. Amazing. And as you can see, I'm not like harshly back and forth blending. I'm just feathering ever so slightly that eyeshadow. What I'm going to do now is actually get a clean brush. I'm not going to put any eyeshadow on it. I'm just going to diffuse. I'm going to go over that same area with the lightest shade in the palette, which is called Chances Are. It's just a very light, like creamy mint color. I'm going to take it on that fluffy blending brush. This is from Luxie, by the way. I don't hear many people talking about this brand, but it's the Luxie 231 Small Tapered Blending Brush. And just on that brush, and I'm just going to literally buff over. So that just helped blend everything all together. Now what I'm going to do is go back in with that original shade in the original brush, and I'm going to start packing just to deepen that color back up. Stuff it. I'm going to take the Inglot 76 gel liner, which is a white. So I want to make sure that this gel is quite thin and quite wet. Now this is going to be a little bit of a cut crease hack. So I'm going to take the white liner. I'm just going to really sharpen my brush, and I'm going to paint this product right on my lash line, right from the inner part to about here. Get that, and then I look up, look around a little bit, and see how it is stamped on my eyelid. And that's actually a good thing. I always get my clients to do this, because if you look straight ahead into the camera, you can see that the cut crease when I look forward. If I put it any lower and open my eyes, you probably wouldn't be able to see any of the lid color. So this is a really good trick to get, obviously, the same stamp mark on either eye as well. If you have one cut crease that's really high and one that's really low, it looks silly. Imagine that there is a half moon on my eyelid. So I'm going to follow this line all the way down to here. And another trick is that you don't want to bring it too far out to here. That's why I like to deposit so much eyeshadow right here. And so what I'm doing is just stamping with this liner and making a line. See how I'm bringing it up? And I'm bringing it up to match the height of this line that I have created just by opening my eye. And I'm just adding more product where I need to. And I like to tap, like I dab. No, I dab the product on in the line that I want to make. So if I look, I'm much happier with that because I feel like the arch is very consistent. Okay, so when it gets to this part, I don't really dip back into my eyeshadow, liner. I just want to keep bringing this out, but I want to start diffusing it. And what I'm going to do is extend the liner out, and I want the top part of my liner to go further than the bottom part of my liner. So at this point, I'm going to grab a clean, small brush. This is the Inglot 11S, but you can pretty much use any small detailing brush that's clean. And this has got a little bit of fluffiness to it, so it's perfect for this. So I'm going to just start pushing. I'm going to angle my brush back and start pushing the liner in towards my inner corner, right on the edge. What this is going to do is just start blending it together. Now you've got to be quick with this part because the liner will dry, and if you have waited too long, especially Inglot liners, they will just dry completely. Okay, so if you can see here, I've blended all the shadows. Now what I'm going to do is grab that original brush again in the darkest shade, and I'm just going to pack. And it should blend all together. And because we have blended that outer liner on the cut crease, and it's not just stopped abruptly, it's going to blend all nicely together. Now I'm going to pack on a lid shade. I think I'm going to take Olive You and Mary Jane and just do let's just see what happens. And I'm just going to take a flat eyeshadow brush. This is a really nice shade. It's very yellow though, like, I don't know if it's going to blend into these shadows very well. Guess we'll find out. Okay. So I'm just gonna like clean off the brush and I'm gonna blend the edge like I did with the liner. So now I'm gonna get, just using that same brush, I'm gonna clean it off a little bit. And I'm gonna take Mary Jane, which is the center, really bright kind of neon greeny yellow shade. And I'm going to put that on the inner part. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so I finished off my other eye and I have applied some lashes. These are the Z lashes in the style Zoe. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my skin. So for foundation, I actually have a new foundation I want to try. This is the Ordinary Full Coverage Foundation. Now I already have this serum foundation and I do quite like that. It's really nice for like natural makeup days. But this is obviously full coverage and I just wanted to give it a go. It's also like $12.70 or something. So super affordable. I wanted to see if it was any good. A couple pumps on the back of my hand. This is in the shade 1.1N Fair Neutral, if you're interested. I'm going to take that on my foundation brush, so my Morphe M439. And go ahead. I've never tried this before, so it'll be a first impressions. Quite light, isn't it? And I'm just going over with my beauty blender to blend that all in. Looks pretty cakey, honestly, but I'll give it a fair go. It seems pretty buildable. So I don't apply my foundation just with my sponge straight away because I feel like a lot of the time it just sucks up the foundation and you're not really getting the most out of it. So I like to kind of buff it on with a brush and then go ahead and smooth it over with the beauty blender afterwards. I feel like it's not really going into my skin very well. It's kind of just like sitting on top. But we'll see how it goes with concealer and powders and all that as well. Now I'm going to go with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is the shade Nude. And by the way, look how massive this is. It's like 30 mils. No, it's 15. But it feels like 30 mils. This shade's a little bit dark for a concealer, honestly. But I will add a little bit more of a brighter concealer, like right on top. Okay, so just to be a bit extra, I'm going to go over the top of that concealer with another concealer. I'm going to use the MAC Select Cover Up concealer. This is in NW20, and I'm just going to kind of put that over the top. It's going to brighten the areas a little bit more. More so just for the under eyes, really. Oh, I really don't like this foundation, guys. I think it's like really cakey. I feel like using this powder. I haven't used it in a while, but I really like it. It's actually from Thin Lizzy. I don't really use Thin Lizzy that much, but I just really like this powder. It's the Airbrush Veil, so it's their translucent powder. It says light, but it's really nice for setting the face. Okay, I'm just going to set underneath my eyes with this powder. Then I'm just setting the rest of my face, just kind of the T-zone area. I don't think I'll use a pressed powder today. I think I'm just going to set my face with this. For bronzer, I'm going to use Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. I'm just going to bronze up my face with a really big brush. Not being too precise here, I just kind of want to darken this foundation a little bit. Then I'm going to contour with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And I'm going to take this first. I'm going to take a more precise brush and just start building that up right at the back of my cheekbones, just subtly. Nothing too crazy. Okay, I need some blush because my face is drowning. Take this Colourpop blush, Super Shock Cheek, in the shade Between the Sheets, on a Morphe E4 brush. Just tap that on. I just went and did my brows off camera because I didn't really want to film it. Now I'm going to do my lower lash line. So I'll zoom you up real quick. I'm just going to take the same palette and use those shades along my lower lash line. So I'm going to go in with Act Natural again, the darkest green. Just apply some excess powder under here to catch any fallout. So I'm taking a really flat brush. It's just like a definer brush. And I'm going to bring that all the way up to my inner corner. Okay, I'm taking another brush now and getting that Kiss My Ass eyeshadow. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to buff it out. I'm going to take that Luxie brush that I used earlier and the shade Chances Are, which is that matte pastel green, and really like buff this out. So as you can see, I've blown out the shadows really far down. I'm going to actually put a nude liner in my waterline just to open up my eyes. Actually, no, a white liner. I'm going to use white in my waterline, just to brighten up my eyes and kind of complement that green, have more of a contrast. Now I can sweep that bake away under my eyes. Just pop some mascara on my lower lashes. So for my highlight, I'm going to go in with the Chi Chi Celestial Glow palette. I'm going to take the shade Moon, which is a really pretty like light white gold, but it's got a green sort of reflect to it. So I think that it will really complement the look. Where's my highlighting brush? Okay guys, so that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm super happy with how this look turned out. Super happy with the eyeshadow palette as well, the Just My Luck palette from Colourpop. I used 6 out of 9 of these shades, and I can honestly say that it's one of the blendability and just the pigmentation of this palette is really, really good for a drugstore cheaper palette. I didn't have any troubles with these eyeshadows at all, and that's saying something because I feel like if I'm getting a whole palette, yes, I didn't use every single shade, but if I'm getting a whole palette and majority of the shades are awesome, that's great, because most of the time it's like half are great and half are like, I could take it or leave it. I have a feeling that I'm definitely going to be using this palette a lot more, maybe not for every day, but definitely for those more colourful looks. And honestly, I think that the shadow size is really good, because when do you use up a whole eyeshadow pan? Like never. I don't think I've ever used up a whole eyeshadow before. So I think you get a really good variety and a great, like, very generous size for the price as well. Like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and give this video a like. I will see you in my next one. Bye!